Good afternoon. This is General Michael Matthews, Jericho Command. My post, my quarters is 18. I've been out here for 3 years protecting this community and surrounding communities. A crime has occurred in my quarters, and of course, the police so far has been uncooperative in terms of executing an investigation into the surrounding police misconduct. When the source of this information is going viral around the social media. Um, Consequently, there's an offer to bid on this video by advocates who are against police malfeasance. I called the district attorney's office, the SUV unit. Obviously, today is Wednesday, and the most important people in the office are not available. I'd like to let you know that the video is going to be going on the market today. There's going to be a bidding for it, starting at $100,000, to show that the Honeywell system is completely incompetent. And of course, they are violating HIPAA, they're violating EMI, they're violating all privacy rules and regulations. They're not upholding the New York State sanctions on requesting a rape kit when the victim has lost 2 pints of blood and unable to make any type of mental decision on their care or to give details of what could or could not have happened. I've advised them that a crime took place. The police waved me off as though I was a piece of garbage. Um, I am a Jew, even though I wear the cross. I believe that the cross is a key. That's not a cross, it's a key. And I wear a shema, my religious garb. The day that this incident occurred, which was Monday, I was treated like filth and garbage at Honeywell Nassau. I know that from a very reputable attorney in Nassau County named Mr. Bruce Barquette, who's a tremendous humanitarian, a tremendous person, a tremendous individual, a family support, um, victimless crimes, um, crimes with victims. He is the type of man that is going to fight for you. And I am eternally grateful for his wisdom and his consultations of past, present, and future. According to what's happened here is that the police refuse to turn on their body cam footage. It's recorded. We have recordings of the Internal Affairs Department, Nassau County Police Department, that made a determination, said that he had viewed the body cam footage. That's impossible, because in order to view the body cam footage, you have to go through various channels before you can do that. And it's not a process that can be done instantaneously, such as a internal affairs investigator just punching something up on the screen and getting the video footage. And I knew that that was a deception and was completely untrue. Now, he dismissed me as not having any grounds to make a complaint. However, the complaint is what it is. The officer refused to turn on his body cam. He refused to allow the victim's husband to get on the ambulance, claiming that the ambulance driver did not want him on for whatever reason. I think it's because he's a Jew. The other reason is that the audience that witnessed this were the community members of the Edgewood Hotel. It's all videotaped. The video's going viral. It's a tremendous indictment for individuals who believe that the police are supposed to support them and just dismiss you when you need help in your most trying time. The police officer He was very flippant, aggressive, and dismissive. And when I asked him to please notify the hospital to make a rape kit, he did like this, like, get out of here. I'm not doing it. So him and another officer and the EMT drivers are in dereliction, malfeasance of New York state law, and their oath of office to assist and help every citizen of the state of New York and the United States. That's their oath. And so this officer told the victim's husband that he cannot ride. The victim's husband said, okay, tell me where she's going. The officer stated it loudly so everyone in the community heard it. He said Winthrop. The husband gave him a half-hour head start. Call Winthrop. Winthrop said that she's not there yet. So the husband said, okay, maybe she's not registered or enrolled into the hospital yet. So the husband waited a half hour, caught a taxi down there, went down there on Monday afternoon, and the time I'm not going to give you right now because I don't have the specifics of that, but it was at Langhorne and Mineola Winthrop. The kiosk did a search. There's no record of the victim being at the hospital. The husband then left and went to Nassau County Police Headquarters, the administration office, spoke to an administrator. She buzzed him in. She buzzed open the door, and she took down the information. Everything was accurate, precise, no deviations from the truth or the facts. And she tracked down an ambulance. This is something that the husband was incapable of doing. I don't think that any civilian can track down a Nassau County ambulance. So at that point, prior to this, the husband does not know what hospital his bleeding wife is at. And he knows that she's losing a lot of blood. And of course, any person would be concerned. Then she gave him the information. She tracked the ambulance down to Syosset Hospital on Jericho Turnpike. The husband then had to take a lift to Syosset Hospital from Minnesota. That was over $40. He gets there. He speaks to the chief physician on duty, Mr. Hahn, and requested to speak to him privately. Mr. Hahn complied. The husband expressed everything that happened, filled in all the details, and that he requested the hospital to conduct a rape kit according to New York state law. Even if you don't file criminal charges in the onset, the evidence is preserved for if and when that time comes. That's New York state law. The hospital cannot say no. They cannot circumvent the process claiming that they want to talk to the wife. Well, it's impossible to talk to the wife based on any details because she has no memory or recollection of what happened to her. But the fact of the matter is that the husband and wife did not have sex and they did not have anal sex. And she and in the morning, so why is there a pool of blood in the bed? And why is it coming out of her rectum? Now, they told the husband no. So they're not. They in fact they stalled so long. At 10:30 p.m., they kicked the husband out the hospital, the ER. They brought armed guards in who were very aggressive with the rabbi. They were very impatient, and of course, the wife had to receive a transfusion. So the husband asked one of the ladies that was on duty at that time, would you please do a rape kit for my wife? She said she would take care of it. No rape kit has been done. I understand today that my wife maybe should have a rape kit done, according to the hospital administrator. The corporate headquarters of Honeywell, are has not been contacted yet, but I believe that the attorneys are going to make the necessary calls before the end of the day. And of course, this all transpired on Monday. Now, the hospital, by refusing to institute a rape kit, violates New York state law. But here's the puncher. At 12:30 a.m. in the morning, the husband is at Boulder Market, right next door to the Honeywell Science Hospital. He, he, he used his wife's debit card and withdrew $40 so that he could pay a lift to go back to Jericho. At 2 a.m., the husband took a walk to 7-Eleven because he wanted to get a couple of dollars so that he could visit his wife on Tuesday. He went to the ATM machine. Her card was locked. He said maybe this is maybe it's a mistake, or maybe something's going on with the system. So he waits till 7 a.m. He walked across the street to Chase Bank. Chase Bank ATM machine said the same thing. It was the request was denied. Therefore, the card was locked. He called the wife and spoke to her about it. She claims yesterday that around it was in the afternoon. I can't remember the details, but it was after 2 o'clock. And she said that she just locked her card. And the husband explained to her that someone used your card while you were unconscious, receiving a blood transfusion. Now, by law, if this is true, the hospital said that you must leave at 10:30. So I couldn't stay with her under the special merits. So if it closes, so no civilian should be in the hospital after 10:30, which only concludes that, and the only conclusion can be drawn is that someone from the hospital siphoned this sensitive and private information from a woman that's recovering from a tremendous 2 pints of blood loss. So you could easily influence a mind like that, especially if you're a hospital employee. Now, the hospital claims they don't know what I'm talking about. Okay. But we have the forensic evidence already based on the wire transfers and, of course, the ATM receipts. The victim's wife was in no condition to use her phone at all. She couldn't even answer a phone call because she was too weak to do so. And I'm quite sure you all can understand that. So now the question is, ladies and gentlemen, how is the hospital going to conceal this? How is the hospital going to answer? Because according to state law, based on these violation of the EMI and the EMALA or TA, they can lose their accreditation because obviously her phone was accessed. Someone accessed her PIN because in order to get to the icons of her phone, you have to use a PIN. So they got 2 pins from her. When you turn your phone on, hers require a PIN to go further. They got that PIN. They got her. I have the debit card. But what they did was they accessed the debit card's information, and the only person and her debit card app has a PIN. So they got her debit card app PIN, access her card. My understanding is that money has been missing. Well, when the husband at 12:30 utilized the debit card, there was $1,444 in that account. She will not tell me how much is in there now. I think she's being influenced by hospital workers when anytime I call. I could tell that she's rushed off the phone. She, she makes untimely assertions that she's in pain or that she's tired. But I understand the tiredness. But we also had an agreement that I would call back. And usually when I call, she's being hurried off the phone. That's stress. That's someone trying to not get her to receive all the details and facts that she needs. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I understand that you're in a position to make any assumption you want, but I do not lie. I have the receipts, I have the facts. A crime was committed in Nassau County Police Department, Syosset, and Honeywell Syosset Hospital are joined at the hip in this matter because there is no reason why the law could not be obeyed. My name is General Michael Matthews, Jericho Command. I thank you for your time. God bless you. Shalom and peace and blessings. Have a good day.